welcome back to the vlog. If you don't know me, my name is Tia Harmer and I am the host of Work in Progress, the Personal Productivity Science Insights podcast. Usually we have a podcast coming out every week, but until January 20th we are doing things a little differently. So at the moment we're doing vlogs. This is the last one. This is week 4 of my 4-week sleep productivity journey. So this all began in episode 6 of the podcast with Dr Nicole Moshfegh, where we spoke about sleep productivity and what it means to actually have a good sleep and have a productive sleep and all those kinds of things. So far it's been pretty good. Unfortunately, I have been sleeping in lots of different locations because I've been traveling for Christmas, New Year's, work, holidays, etc. So I have been sleeping in fairly diverse locations at the moment. However, I am back in my normal life and sleep so far has been good. Last night was okay. I did read before I went to sleep last night, and that definitely helped. I think I'll do a recap at the end of the video of what I think I've learned the most in the past 4 weeks. But yeah, last night was good. I didn't actually get to sleep probably until about 12:30. Been finding it very difficult to get to sleep recently. Not sure why that is. Might just be a stress thing, just because I have a lot going on my plate at the moment. But yeah, it's currently the afternoon. Just got back from work, so I am very excited for sleep, which will be happening very soon. But yes, so don't forget to stay tuned, and I'll talk to you later. Do a little check-in with our whole sleep productivity situation, and one of the key parts of having a productive sleep or a productive sleep routine is having a night routine. So we spoke a lot about this with Dr. Nicole Moshfegh in the episode, where she said that there are things that you can do to essentially trigger your brain to respond to certain activities that make your brain want to go to sleep. So there are certain triggers that will tell your brain that you're going to sleep. So one of these is having a night routine, having certain repetitive actions and things that you do before bed that help you know that you're going to sleep. It's really quite basic as that, but it is very important, and I've definitely found it very influential in having my own sleep routine, my own night routine as I'm going to different places and traveling a lot. One of the most influential things I found is my skincare routine. It's very straightforward, very basic, but I take my skincare with me everywhere, and it's something that is very consistent, whether I am on a plane or in a hotel or anything like that. If I have some skincare with me, it just allows me to have that consistency before I go to bed. One of the things that I wanted to talk about in my nighttime routine before I go to bed is my gua sha. Now, this is going to be quite odd to some people who are like, what is this thing that she's holding here? But essentially a gua sha is a tool that is used to help massage your face and release any excess fluids or toxins, and it essentially just allows you to hit certain pressure points in your face, and there is a whole kind of like science and medicine behind it. I do it mainly because it feels nice, but also because it gives you a beautiful kind of like chiseling effect, especially in the morning and at nighttime. But I've added this to my routine just because I feel as though it gives and just provides a lot of sense of self-care and self-love. I got mine from Kmart for $9, so I would highly recommend going and picking one up. They do smash quite easily. I've already broken one, so just keep that in mind. But they're very helpful. You just use them across your face, and yeah, I thought, if you're going to take away anything from this video, it's go buy yourself a gua sha. But yeah, night routines And just having routines, I think I'm learning, is going to be very important for this upcoming year. Got a very busy year ahead of me that I'm looking forward to, but I know it's going to require a lot from me. So I'm very interested to just maintain good routines and make sure that I am looking after myself in a consistent pattern. I think it's having that pattern that's going to make the biggest difference, especially when it comes to things like sleep. So one of the other things that I love about having a night routine is picking a candle. So I have a candle that I put on at nighttime. I don't know if this really actually helped me go to sleep, but I really love this one. It's the dark plum and rose, and I have no idea who it's by. Accent Concepts. It was bought for me by a friend, but I love having this as my nighttime scent, something that I put on when I get in the shower and when I'm doing my skincare and my night routine, and it just makes me feel very luxurious and just really nice and ready for sleep. I highly recommend just getting little things like this that help you feel just a little bit more, loved and cared for. Just a little extra TLC before you go to bed. What you eat before you go to bed is also really important. So I would highly recommend, if you're looking for a dessert type snack, go for fruit. It is much better for your digestive system before you go to sleep, and you're less likely to stay up because of the sugar. So I highly recommend fruit. It digests in like 20 minutes, or breaks down in your stomach in 20 minutes, and the sugar release is not as strong. Whereas if you have processed sugar, then it's definitely different. So I recommend fruit. These are two of my favorites. Hi guys, so we've made it to the end of the vlog, which is essentially the end of week 4. We made it to the end of our sleep productivity challenge. It definitely has been a challenge just to keep track of sleep. You do it every day. It's something that just comes naturally. So actually tracking it has been a really interesting process. I wanted to do a little recap just sort of about what I've learned over the past couple of weeks and what I've experienced, and just how interesting and insightful it has been, and all the information that I got from Dr. Nicole Moshfegh. I've done a number of things. So the first one is implementing a night routine, which I just spoke about before. This is definitely something that's become very important, as I am someone who travels around a lot and is constantly moving. I've found that having a night routine is very essential, so I highly recommend implementing a night routine, especially for people who are maybe night shift workers or people who have quite an unstable work life. If you're traveling a lot, you're constantly on planes and cars, etc. I think having a night routine definitely, like Dr. Nicole Moshfegh said, it provides your body with signals to be able to start that kind of like shutting down process before you go to sleep. So having a night routine has been really helpful. I've had a night routine in the past. It's not a new concept. It's very trendy to have a night routine. But I think having one specifically for the purpose of sleep definitely changes your perspective, because I've cut out technology, which is the other thing that I've also done. So Dr. Nicole Moshfegh said that it's very important to get off technology at least an hour to 2 hours before you go to bed. I know for some of us, you're staring at it right up until you go to sleep. So I've definitely tried to reduce my screen time just throughout the day as well. That's an important part of being a human in this day and age, is making sure you have a balanced kind of technology versus book kind of life. But replacing my phone with a book has made the biggest impact. I've said this whole time I'm reading Sherlock Holmes. I've also been reading other books as well. So yeah, definitely putting books on my bedside table definitely makes me reach for them more, as most people would know. And turning off my phone sort of when I actually get into bed, because I am the kind of person who kind of lies there for a while. And not using my phone as much in the morning is definitely something that's also quite important. I think not using technology on either side of when you're sleeping, very important for just, your brain waking up and your brain shutting down. And I think it's definitely impacts your whole day, which is so interesting, because it just seems like such a small part that you don't really get to inform too much on because sleeping is kind of up to your body. But there are definitely some little things that you can do, as we've learned. The other thing that I was doing was tracking when I was going to sleep and waking up and trying to make those more consistent. That was one of the things that probably did not happen the most. I struggled to do this mainly just because of my diverse timetable. I was traveling a lot, meeting family, friends, you know, it's the holidays, but I'm also still working, so my hours were quite awkward, and you know, I had a 4-hour delay on one flight, so I ended up only getting back until 2 a.m. So there were a lot of inconsistencies when it came to that, but I did show in the last vlog kind of the importance of using the clock on your phone. If you have an iPhone, I'm not sure how this works for Androids, but the clock on your phone allows you to create kind of like bedtime routines in terms of when your phone will no longer give you notifications. It's a very helpful thing, and it also helps you set alarms and sleep goals, which I've loved being able to do, is setting sleep goals. I'm definitely the kind of person who needs 9 hours at least. So if you're new to the sleep productivity thing, try having sleep goals. I think that's very helpful and very important to avoid burnout, which is something that I just spoke about on a podcast recently, so stay tuned for that. The other thing I was also keeping track of was when I woke up during the night. That was a very important kind of thing for me to keep track of. Something that you obviously don't have a lot of control over, but I found it interesting to just kind of see the things that were occurring around that time when I would wake up. So, you know, if I was stressed because of work or because of, you know, family life or all those kinds of things, then I tend to find, what I found was that I was definitely waking up more when I was more stressed and anxious versus when I was more relaxed, and when I wasn't sick. I was sick, unfortunately, for a lot of this vlog, so that made things quite difficult, but that was one of the other things that I tracked. And yeah, there are lots of different things that inform your sleep, and it's definitely a science and something that I'm not an expert in, so if you need help in that department, please go seek professional help. But I hope you guys have enjoyed kind of watching this process that I've gone through, and just learning a little bit more about sleep and how it works. And I definitely highly, strongly recommend Dr. Nicole Moshfegh's comment about not forcing yourself to go to sleep. I found this probably, the most controversial, but also the most interesting and informative comment that she made was, if you're not tired, then don't force yourself to go to sleep. And I found a lot of the time, if I wasn't tired, I was just lying there awake, just kind of like hating myself. So it's better to actually stay up and do something that is going to make you tired, such as reading, or trying to stay away from technology that time is also very important. But if you're reading or cleaning or, you know, doing a night routine or something like that, that will usually lead to you being tired. But as long as you're avoiding technology at least 1 to 2 hours before you go to bed, I think you're good to go. But anyway, that brings us to the end of our vlog. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you're interested in learning more about how you can be productive with the help of science, then please don't forget to like and subscribe the video, and make sure you listen to the podcast. It's on Spotify, Google, YouTube, all those kinds of things. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned. We'll be back to regular programming on the 20th of January. Bye.